Thank you for joining us here at Career Compass Canada. I'm Alexander Lutchen, and with me is Joanne Eklund, a member of our senior leadership team. Joanne, tell us a little bit about our conflict resolution process and the importance of it.
With respect to our processes as it relates to conflict resolution, it depends on what type of conflict we're dealing with. There are two types of conflict: positive conflict and negative conflict. Primarily, positive conflict will help with teams and with individuals and create innovation and generate ideas. With respect to negative conflict, then that's when we get into problems with performance, with negative aspects happening in the organization, and those are the situations that we really need to deal with as it relates to what we talk about conflict. With respect to Career Compass Canada, we do have a model that we use, which is a coaching model to address negative conflict in the work environment. We can work with individuals or we can work with teams, and our process is such so that it has a sustaining effect in the organization, and it addresses these negative behaviors. And it corrects and takes corrective action so that people can see what they've done, learn from it, and move forward in terms of enhancing their performance and therefore the performance of the organization.
And we also do quite a bit of work around compensation analytics and pay equity. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit about the difference between the two.
Well, compensation analytics relates to your processes, your compensation practices, your compensation policies, not only putting those in place and not only applying those appropriately, but also analyzing whether or not your compensation program actually works for the organization. Does it actually do what you're hoping it will do? And so you need to work on some simulation models and extrapolate out the information you get. In human resources, we have a lot of data to work with. So it's about learning how to work with that data for the future of the organization, making sure that your compensation policies and practices really match what you're trying to do with your strategic goals and objectives and the growth of the organization. It's kind of one piece that we haven't really necessarily gotten into, but Career Compass Canada can certainly help from that aspect to help an organization use the data in a very proactive way to strategically position themselves for the workforce of the future.
And what's the importance of pay equity?
Pay equity is a component of the compensation analytics, actually. Pay equity has been in place since 1988, and we're still finding that there are organizations that have difficulty implementing and updating and keeping pay equity plans current and active. So as a result of that, part of what your compensation program or package looks like should contain that component of pay equity. Typically, compensation programs are reviewed annually, and so that pay equity program should be reviewed in that light as well. It's legislation. It's the Pay Equity Commission certainly looks for compliance in that regard, and it should be just one component of what you look at when you're looking at the compensation analytics. You look at everything. You look at how you're paying people, and you look at whether or not you're complying with the laws of the land as it relates to pay equity itself. And so we can help with that as well in terms of our practice. We have done some work with a number of organizations, helping them bring their pay equity plans up to date, helping them assess their pay equity plans, and it's about looking at evaluating the work of the organization. So since the work of the organization changes, as everything else does in an organization, so too should that plan be changed to reflect what's going on in the organization. So position tracking, all that kind of thing is very important.
For more information on our strategic people solutions at Career Compass Canada, please contact us at any time.